Last weekend, I switched shifts with a coworker. I normally work the day shift, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., but I agreed to work his 3 to 11 p.m. because he needed off for an engagement party. I gotta say the evening shift was a lot easier than the day, but this shift did seem to just drag on. 11 o'clock came and finally it was time to go. I collected my things and started making my way out. It was the dead of winter, so I parked in the garage because it was pretty heated and closer, but it did cost money. I got into the garage and made my way to my car. As I was walking, I heard the sound of footsteps in front of me. I looked and saw a woman speed walking toward me. This made me nervous, so I stopped where I was. She cried out to me for help. She came very close to me and I could see the terrified look on her face as she frantically told me that her baby was choking. She pleaded for me to help. She said, "I have no phone, please help my baby." She took me by the arms and led me forward. As we started walking, I heard the sound of baby cries, so this made me walk even faster. We came up on a small blue car with all the doors open. I could see the car seat as I got closer to the car. The woman pushed me forward and said, "Please help her." So I went around to the back seat where the car seat was. But when I got into the car, I didn't see a baby. And I realized almost immediately that the crying sound I was hearing was coming from a voice recorder laying in the back next to the car seat. When I turned back toward the woman, she was looking back at me with a twisted smile, right before she lunged at me. She had pinned me down to the back seat, choking me, screaming into my face. I yelled for help. I kicked, I punched, and scratched, but every attempt I made failed to get the crazed woman off me. She just squeezed my neck harder and screamed louder. And then I heard a voice call out, "Who's that? Who's in my car?" The woman didn't even bother to look to see who it was. She just ran. I sat up in the back seat and saw a man standing in front of the car. I yelled out that I had just been attacked and to please call the police. When the cops came, they searched the garage top to bottom but didn't find the crazed woman. But they did find the voice recorder, smashed to pieces between two cars in the garage. This happened about a month ago. I go to school during the day, but I work a part-time job at a movie theater at night during the week. So like clockwork, I finished my classes for the day, went home to change and have a quick bite, then to my car to drive to work. The drive to work usually only takes about 20 minutes. It was a cloudy day, and I remember someone at school saying it was a chance for rain later, so I decided to park in the garage. Normally during the weekday it is not very busy, so usually there are only 2 employees and a manager scheduled to work. My co-worker for the day was Justin, and my favorite manager, Rich. Right away I knew this night was going to be a breeze. Fast forward to the end of the night, Justin and I were cleaning out the theaters, and Rich was counting up our drawers. While we were cleaning, Justin got a phone call from someone. He said he needed to leave now because of some issues with his daughter and her mom. Rich told him he could go. Thankfully there wasn't a lot left to do, and when Rich was done counting our drawers, he helped me with the last of the work. Rich asked me if I wanted him to walk me to my car. I know he was parked on the opposite side of the building, and I didn't want to hold him up, so I told him no thank you. We said goodnight, then walked our separate ways. When I got into the garage, I noticed that my car was the only one on that particular level. I fumbled in my bag a bit until I found my keys, then unlocked the door and climbed in. I reached down to grab my aux cord from my iPod when I felt something up against the back of my neck. It was cold and sharp. I started to turn around to see what it was when I heard a raspy voice behind my head say, "You move and I'll spill your blood all over the front seat." I was so scared I almost peed myself. I felt the tears building up in my eyes as I came to the realization that what was at the back of my neck was a knife. The voice from the back seat told me to put both of my hands up in front of me slowly. I did as I was told. I shakily put my hands up. As I was doing this, I glanced up at the mirror to see the person's face, but all I could see was a hand holding a knife. I began to plead with the person, crying and trembling with every word. He laughed. "How does it feel to be powerless? You're weak. You're nothing," he said. All I could do was sit there and take it. He then told me to hand him my phone. I kept looking into the mirror to see if I could catch a glimpse of him, but I couldn't. He then asked for my bag next. I tried to turn as I gave it to him, but he pushed the knife painfully up against the back of my neck and said, "Don't try me, girl." I listened to him rummage through my belongings. "Where's the money?" he asked angrily. "I don't carry cash," I said, crying into my mouth. He dug around some more until he found my debit card. He told me to start the car and do exactly what he said. I did. We started driving. He gave me directions from the back seat. He still had the knife pressed firmly up against my neck. After following his directions for about 10 minutes, we pulled up in front of an outside ATM. He ordered me out of the car and then walked behind me as he directed me to the ATM. He told me to first show him my account balance. I had about $700 in my account. He told me to withdraw it all. To some people, this may not seem like a lot of money, but it was all I had. I tried to take out the $700, but the ATM displayed a message saying that I could only take out a maximum of $400 at a time. He told me to take out the $400 and take out the rest in the second transaction. I could tell in his voice he was becoming impatient. I was trying to enter my PIN again. His agitation made me even more scared. I started to push the numbers. I couldn't concentrate. I suddenly felt a sharp pain across the back of my neck. It hurt so bad that I screamed out. I realized he had just cut me across the back of my neck. He told me to shut up and get the money. "If you mess up again, the next blood I spill will come from your face," he said. I went back to the screen and slowly began to enter my PIN again. I was crying and bleeding. Never in my life have I ever been so terrified. Just before I could enter the last number, I saw a car pulling up behind mine. At that moment, I didn't think, I just acted. I ran to the car, banging on the passenger side window, screaming help. A man jumped out of the driver's side and asked what the hell's going on. I screamed at the top of my lungs, "He has a knife." It's all I could get out. I pointed at the man with the knife, but when I looked back, I saw that he was running down the street into the darkness. The man in the car beside me had already dialed 911. The cops came and I gave them all the information I could while they bandaged my neck. The man was caught the next day. I was not able to give the cops a description, but the ATM camera gave a clear picture of his face. Since this terrifying night, I now work day shifts only, and I get escorted to my car after every shift.